Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. Today we're going to do some scrapbooking and we're going to make some cards with a new collection called These Are My People. If you love all things scrapbooking and card making, then be sure to tune in to my channel every week. I'll have a new video to share, so be sure to tap that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so it alerts you every time I upload a new video. All of us have special people in our life, and those of us who are scrapbookers, well, we love to document those special people. And those of us that are card makers, we love to send the happy mail to those people in our life. Close to My Heart has come out with a new collection called These Are My People. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around and show you guys all of the awesome products that are available with this collection. So here's a look at the scrapbooking workshop. It comes with, well, you can get it with or without the stamp. I did get the stamp, and these would make some great sentiments and titles on here. I love the floral images, and then this background stamp there on the bottom. Lots of good things happening there. And then this, of course, is the 12 by 12 adhesive backed sticker sheet with more title options and all sorts of embellishments and little tags and whatnot on there. Lots of fun things. These are the double-sided pattern papers that come in the collection, and you get 2 of each sheet, and you can see it's a really fun and vibrant color palette here. And this one's kind of this is a saffron. There's like a grid paper, and this is the Carolina with a kind of a little scallop pattern on there, and I love this stripe paper. And then with this collection you also get a ton of cardstock, several sheets of the white daisy, there's the Carolina, the sapphire, and all sorts of good colors there. You also get 5 pre-scored card bases and corresponding envelopes because they have the directions to make 5 different cards. And then there are these white acrylic hearts. I've used these before. They're really fun. There's all shapes and sizes, and then you get the inside and the outside portion. I'm starting with my scrapbooking project first, and I have this photo of one of my sister-in-laws and her 3 children, so my nieces and nephew, and I just love this photo and want to scrapbook this memory today. If scrapbooking isn't really your thing and you're here for the card making portion of this video, I have a timestamp down below in the description. It'll say card tutorial. Just go ahead and click that time and it'll take you right to the start in the video where we begin the card tutorial process. If you are enjoying the scrapbook process portion of this video, then be sure to hang with me all the way to the end because I have 5 different cards to share with you featuring the stamps and papers in this collection. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking some of the pattern papers from the collection and I'm building up layers behind my main photo here. And I want to incorporate some of the stamping. There's this border stamp, and I'm going to use the pewter ink. It's a little bit softer than the black, and I'm just going to use it to kind of highlight a spot up above here in just a moment. This is a brand new stamp set, so I like to test it first and make sure it is stamping well. And I'm going to slide this foam piece right under my paper and then scooch this down. Perfect, came out just right. So now I can put my pattern paper back up and it's going to peek out the top and I'll work an embellishment cluster into that area. I'm going around with the same pewter ink and just inking the edges of this piece, and we're going to tuck that so it's just peeking out of half of my photo. And I know I want this for my title. It says love these people, and this is a really nice stamp. It's a great size for a title. And I know we love to document the people in our life that we love, so I know this will be a title that I will use quite a bit. I'm going to use the black ink for this. I'm stamping on the pattern paper and I want to make sure it stands out really well, so I want that nice, rich, saturated black color. So I'm just inking up my stamp. I've already gone ahead and tested this one, and we'll just press down and lift straight up. And perfect, came out great. So I want to pop up my photo. I have some craft foam here. This is just adhesive back foam, fun foam from Walmart. in the craft section. And now I'm looking at my sticker sheet and I want to add this scalloped border under my photo just to kind of give it a resting place. I'm bringing in my T-square ruler so I can make sure that I'm getting this on here fairly straight. And just like so, and now I can just overlap my photo just a bit. And I know I want to put this large flower here. I'm not quite ready for that, so I thought I'd put this down and take the adhesive off of the back, and that way I can pop these elements up and move them around the page and experiment with them before I commit. So that's just my anti-static pouch I was rubbing over the back, and now I am putting down some dimensional adhesive foam. And then I thought this little house is cute and I wanted to use it because why not? I'm looking over my sticker sheet to see if there's anything else I want to incorporate, and I thought balancing that flower on the upper right corner would help draw your eye across the layout. So I'm going to put that one just like so. And I want to add some banners or like tags up in the upper left hand corner. And I'm going to start with this striped paper. This was just a leftover scrap. And then there's one on the sticker sheet that has the large pink polka dots. And I thought that would look nice overlapping that there. And let's see here. There's this cute little heart. And then some of these word stickers I thought would look nice up there. These say family time, and I thought, well, that's appropriate because we were having a family reunion this day that this photo was taken. So, and this also draws the blue color up, which looks really nice and helps to balance that as well. So I was feeling like the edges of these pages were a little bit just kind of plain, or not pages of the pattern paper. So I'm going around with my journaling pen and just putting a little black doodly line. This just kind of finishes off nicely. I often will ink the edges before I put the paper down, but that's difficult to do once your paper is adhered. So going around with your pen kind of gives that same look, just finishing off the edges a bit more. This little tag is from the sticker sheet, but I don't need the whole thing. So I'm going to hole punch it and then kind of cut the top at an angle to make it look more like a tag, and then slide this underneath so it's peeking out from the photo just like so. And now I'm taking a piece of white ribbon. I'm just going to tie this into a quick bow and cut my tails down to size, and then I'll just adhere this at the top of the tag just to help reinforce that tag look that I'm going for there. So that'll sit just like so. I swear I could fuss with bows forever trying to get them perfect. So I'm feeling like I want something on the bottom of the paper, and I kind of thought maybe a floral border. So I was just kind of looking at the stamp there, and I'm going to try it. Why not? I have flipped over my Versamat, so I have the foam backing there, and I have just a sheet of computer paper to catch, because I'm stamping off of the edge here. So I'm just using this one floral image, and I'm going to stagger the height and kind of rotate it a little bit so there's some variance in the stamping there, and just kind of go across the bottom and create a little floral border just to anchor this layout down. I don't mind white space, but on this layout it just felt like it needed something, and I thought this might work. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm kind of coming up higher on the edges on both sides, and I think this is going to look really good. I want to add a little inking. So you see there's inking in the center of those stickers. So I want to mirror that look. And so I'm taking my sponge dauber and my Ballerina ink, and I'm just going to gently dab a little ink blending in the center of those flowers. And just like so, I can darken them up as I desire. And yeah, I think that looks really good. I like the way that turned out. I am ready to adhere these into place, so I'm removing the adhesive backing, and I'm going to tack this down. And there's another flower on the sticker sheet, so I decided to pop that one up as well. and kind of make that cluster a little bit bigger. This little sticker will be perfect for putting the date. And then we have these cute little hearts. I thought, oh, I'll just add those as well, building up this cluster embellishment. I went ahead and typed up my journaling off camera and cut those into strips and added that to the lower right hand corner. And I have more word stickers from the sticker sheet that I'm putting over this tag here. They say happy days, and I like how that just kind of draws your eye down from the tags up at the top, or excuse me, the word stickers up at the top, and it balances that. And now I'm just going to use my journaling pen and write in the date. And then I decided to do a little doodly line inside these hearts here and help this stand out as well. So here's my finished layout. In the end, I will share some pictures of what Close to My Heart has designed for this workshop. They have made it so you can create 6 12 by 12 scrapbook pages plus 5 cards, all from this one kit. So, and they give you these step-by-step instructions to do that. So I always like to switch it up and do my own thing, but they have some really great layouts that I'll show you in the end. So now we're ready to dive into our card projects. I am using the Intense Black ink. This is a solvent-based permanent ink, so it is marker friendly, and I'm going to color this in with my Spectrum Noir TriBlend markers. So I'm just going to let that dry for a second and bring in my other pieces here. I'm going to use my medium-sized stitched rectangle die. I'm going to tape this down because I want my stripes to stay up and down there. So I have 2 pieces now that I can use, and since it's double-sided, I'm going to use the pink and the striped side. I've gone ahead and cut down this Carolina piece, and I ran it through my embossing machine with a retired embossing folder I had just to give it a little texture. And now I'm centering it on my card panel, trying to anyway. And now I'm going to color this in. I have my pale pink marker and also my light green blend. And I love the TriBlend markers because you can do the shading and everything, and then you don't have to think about it. You have the light, the medium, and the dark all in one marker, and it makes it very, very easy. So what I'm doing is I went around and put the darkest color kind of at the edge of those inside of the petal, kind of at the base where it would be shadowed. And then I put the medium color, and then we go over the whole thing with the light to blend it all in. And I know it's probably difficult to see on the camera here, but the depth and shading it adds to these colored images really has a nice impact and adds a lot. While I'm finishing the coloring, there are a lot of different ways to get this collection. You can buy just the bits and pieces you want. You can buy it as a bundle, or they even have what they call a cut above, which makes a whole 6x8 mini album, and everything is pre-cut for you. You just have to put it together. So it's so quick and easy and makes a fun little gift that you could document with some friends or family and then give it as a gift. So lots of good ideas there. So I'm just finishing up these leaves, and then I'm going to use a touch of my ice blue marker and color in this portion of the foliage and then blend it in with my light green just to give it kind of a silvery greenish hue, almost like a eucalyptus leaf would look. And now I'm going to give it a yellow center, and then I'm going to fussy cut this with my micro tip scissors, but don't worry, I've done that off camera to save us some time. So I'm going to weave the frame around my stitched rectangle here and just kind of casually place them at an angle. And now I want to show you this stamp from our core catalog. It's called Say It in Style. And if you are trying to build your stamp collection, this is a really good one to have. There's something for darn near every occasion. So you could use this for scrapbooking, really great for card making. There's thank you, just because, happy Mother's Day, anniversary, happy birthday, thinking of you, all sorts of sentiments on there that I know would come in handy for card makers and scrapbookers alike. I feel like I'm always sending out thank you cards, so I tend to reach for that sentiment often. So I'm going to make this into a thank you card. I'm just putting a little bit of my liquid adhesive on the corner of this frame piece to make sure that stays down well, and a little bit there. And now I'm ready to pop up my floral piece. I'm using some dimensional foam squares, and I'm going to cut that up and put it on the leaf portions, and then we can put this in the lower left hand corner like so, and then just putting my thank you sentiment flat using my tape runner, and then I'm just going to anchor that down with my floral piece. Straighten that up a bit, and there's my finished card. We just have a fun, simple thank you card that came together very quickly. For card number 2, I'm going to use the largest of the stitched rectangle pieces, and I've cut out a piece of white daisy. I'm going to set the frame aside for a different project, and we have that nice stitching detail. I've gone ahead and cut a smaller portion with a medium rectangle. We need our card base, and I'm going to go ahead and glue this portion down. I did run this through my embossing, or I used an embossing folder and ran it through my die cutting machine. You can see the little added texture to the background there. And I've gone ahead and cut and colored 2 more using the 2 floral images from the stamp set. I have some peachy colored thread here, and I'm just going to wrap this around my fingers a few times and cut that off there, and then we can kind of pull a little bit to make our loops multiple sizes. And I'm going to repeat the process on the lower right hand corner, so they're kind of catty corner from each other. Wrap it around, cut off the excess, and then we want our loops to be kind of a little bit messy there. And now I'm going to put a little fun foam on the back of this. So if you guys have used fun foam, you know that one side it already has adhesive on it. So you just have to apply adhesive to the opposite side. So I've tried tape runner and the liquid glue, and I'm not sure what I like best. Sometimes I notice the fun foam doesn't stick as well as I'd like it to stick. So if you guys have a tip or found a glue that works really, really well, leave me a comment below. I would love to know what you're using. I feel like the tape runner works a little bit better than the glue, but yeah, let me know what your guys' vote is and what you've had success with. I do like to use it because it is a lot less expensive than buying adhesive foam meant for, scrapbooking when you're using a large portion like that especially. So I have this little piece of almond cardstock, and again for my Say It in Style stamp, I have the word or phrase hello. We're just going to stamp this in black right onto this little almond rectangle here. And then I'm going to ink the edges in black just to finish this off. And you can see I've added my floral images to the card face there. And now we're just going to adhere this down kind of like so. And I only want to put foam adhesive on the outside edge because remember that center portion is already popped up. So we just need to balance this out and then use tape runner on the inside portion that will be resting on that black and white paper. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, just like so, and then we can adhere our flowers down, and this card is almost finished. Just kind of making sure that that's on there straight. I want it a little bit higher, so I'm just going to bump that up a tad. Just me being picky. I'm sure it looked just fine the first way I had it. Going to use a little bit of liquid adhesive to glue my flowers down. One there. I like using the liquid adhesive because you can wiggle things into place and get them perfect. Okay. All right, here is our second card, a simple card you can send just to say hello to someone. I really like the way that came together. Pink and black and white. I just love that color combination. It always pops and makes a nice finished result. So card number 3 is actually one pre-designed by Close to My Heart. I really like this card, and so I didn't see any need to change it. I had all these scrap pieces of paper left over, and I thought, well, this is the perfect card to use up scraps, so why not? I'm centering this piece of sapphire cardstock onto our card front, and then we're going to mirror our paper strips on either side of the card. So we have the Carolina, there's the green plaid, and then that black and white striped. So I just kind of wanted to put them there for visual, and I think I cut them a little wider than they should be, so I'm going to tuck them under just so there's less showing. And then I'm going to repeat this process with the green. I definitely cut that one wider than I was supposed to. I don't know what happened there, but that's okay. No big deal. We can just tuck them under. We don't have to follow the directions exactly. It will turn out just fine. So then our last piece is the black and white striped. And again, this is a great way to use up leftover scraps on a card like this, because you can see those paper strips are really narrow and it doesn't take much to add the color and impact of the pattern paper with just a little tiny piece. Get that little guy tucked under there. And again, using the liquid adhesive allows me to wiggle these into place. This would not go well with a tape runner. Definitely need the liquid adhesive here. Okay, almost done. Perfect. I'm just going to cut off any of the little pieces that are overhanging. And then I have a heart embellishment here from the sticker sheet that we're just going to put up towards the top portion in the center. And I am switching up the sentiment that they used, I believe, "We rise by lifting others," but I wanted to use something different from my Say It in Style stamp, so I will switch that up. But I'm going to add a little bit of the Carolina ink to the center of this flower here, and then I'll go ahead and fussy cut that out, and we can use foam tape to prop this up on our card, just like so. And in the workshop, they give you all the cutting guides and dimensions and step-by-step how to put these all together. So like I said, I kind of improvised here, and I'm using Just Because from the Say It in Style stamp. I'm going to trim this down and then dovetail the ends just for a little added interest, and then put this right across my heart. I'm not going to pop up my sentiment because I have my flower popped up there, so I felt that that was enough and we didn't need to do both pieces. So just like so. I like the leaves going down. Okay, few more finishing touches. I'm going to use glue dots and put just a few tiny little white acrylic hearts on this card. Okay, there's card number 3. Card number 4 I designed myself. We have a piece of the polka dot paper. I've used a square to cut out the white daisy. And now we have this Sentiments and Stitches stamp from the March and April catalog. Here's another piece of the almond cardstock. I'm just going to put this off center on my polka dot paper. And now I want to use this square here to highlight my sentiment. And I think I'm going to use the "Wishing You Everything Happy." So this is kind of a nice sentiment. You could use this for birthday and then stamp "Happy Birthday" on the inside. I'm going to use it for a Mother's Day card. So "Wishing you everything happy," and then on the inside it will say "Happy Mother's Day," because that is sneaking up on us and will be here before you know it. Applying a little tape runner, I'm going to center this on my card front here, and then I'll balance it out with the 2 flowers that we've already colored and cut out. And I'm just kind of experimenting. I do think it looks better kind of diagonal like that. And now I have a little silver thread this time, and we're just making little tiny clusters to poke out from behind the flowers. I'm going to repeat that on the top as well. trim off anything that's going to peek out that we don't want. Just like so, and then we'll repeat that process. Normally I straighten this out with my flat iron, but I just didn't feel like grabbing it, so I'm kind of sliding that between my fingernails, and it's going to take out any kinks from being on that little piece of cardboard there. So a little tape runner is all you need to put those down into place, and then when we adhere the flower on top of it, that's going to help secure it even more. Just using a little of my foam adhesive here on the back of these. You can kind of cut this up and work it into the little leaf portions. And then we're going to put this whole thing onto a white card base, so it's okay that it hangs over the edge just slightly, because once we put on that card base, it'll be within the confines of the envelope. Oh, ran out of adhesive. That's fine. We'll just use a little liquid glue for this and center this like so. Now I want to do a little something on the inside. So back to that Say It in Style stamp. Like I said, there's a sentiment in there for darn near every occasion. So we have Happy Mother's Day. Stamp that like so. And then I'm going to take that flower and incorporate a stamped image on the lower corner, kind of going off the edge of the card there. Just adds a really nice little finishing touch. So wishing you everything happy, and then on the inside we say Happy Mother's Day. As I mentioned before, this could easily be a birthday card for someone as well. You just switch up the inside sentiment. So let's take a look at all those cards. There is another one that I designed, and then here's the third one that I came up with. And then that one was pre-designed from Close to My Heart. And then this one was also, and I didn't show you this, I somehow missed out on the filming of this process, but that is all made with the These Are My People collection. So that came together really pretty, and I love that card. Check the description box below for a complete list of supplies used on today's projects, or you can visit my blog at craftyconceptswitherin.com. I will have more information on this These Are My People special, along with pictures of all of the projects you can create and the different options available with this kit. Here's another video you may enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.